I'm Dr. Ryan Warren with Apex Chiropractic Consulting. We want to take chiropractors out of the matrix. The matrix is all the other practice management and consulting BS that doesn't work, that came from the early 2000s, that spread all over. We want to take people out of that and plug them into what's happening in the real world and what is going on with the psychology of big million-dollar and multi-million-dollar practices so they can implement the same things and have a much more incredible life. Today, we're talking about social media. Social media, unless you're a practice that has been in the game for a long time and you have now mastered referrals. I did that in just 24 months. It can be done that quick, or if you've been in practice a long time, you're mostly a referral practice. Until you've gotten to that level, social media is going to be your biggest driver of new patients. Okay. Which social media platform do I mean in general? It's going to be Facebook. All right. There's a reason why I'll get into in a little bit why we don't care about TikTok. I ran a 6-figure a month clinic, never once ran an ad on TikTok. We did run them on Instagram, never really got much from Instagram. It was just because they were both tied together, the Facebook and the Instagram, they automatically ran on Instagram. Okay. Facebook is our main go-to. That's the big leagues. That's the majors that we want to do. Okay. When I first got into practice, like a lot of people, didn't have any money. I was broke. So I figured out how to do this stuff on my own before I delegated it and hired it to somebody who actually showed me a lot more stuff and made it even better. So the stuff that there's things that I'm going to show you that are from my system. There's things that are copyrighted from his system that I cannot show you. And that is one of those being the ad text. Okay. The flow chart of questions and things that we ask. We never do scripting, but the things that we ask and the things that we go over on the phone when we're calling these leads, that I have written. Our coaching clients have access to that. But there are some things that are copyrighted that I cannot share, but I will make the recommendation of who to use for the proper guidance with this stuff afterwards. This is not me trying to sell you anything social media. I don't do any of that. This is just me. I have all of this knowledge of what it takes to run a 6-figure a month clinic in my head and what works and what doesn't. And I just get it just bugs me on how awful people are doing things. And somebody has to put good information out there because pretty much nobody is. And what's really happening with the people that are winning and winning big. They're not doing this, most of this BS that most people are doing. Okay. So social media is very, very powerful. All right. TikTok. Why not TikTok? All right. You have to decide, do you want to be somebody that gets views or do you want to be somebody that gets results and gets revenue? I want to get results. I want opportunities with patients and I want to gain revenue from that. I don't care about views and my little TikTok thing with my popping video was sent or showed so many times. I don't care. You have to decide, do you want to be a social media person or do you want to be a chiropractor, a well-respected, intelligent human being in your town or city? That's what I want to be. Okay. I don't care about everybody. Oh, look at this, look at that. Look, that video was so satisfying. Blah, 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 blah. That's ridiculous. Okay. We want to get away from that. We want to be respected people in our community. The people that you see that are getting those millions of views and they're making these little just videos that are, satisfying and where they have pictures and they're getting, just all this Instagram attention. You have to understand that their practice is probably dog shit, most likely, and they're making money from social media. All right. All these famous chiropractors and so on and so forth. Well, if I'm famous on social media, all these patients are going to come in. Yeah, but they're already going to have a negative connotation and the way things are going to go in their mind based on your stupid little videos. Okay. So most of those practices are awful. They're making money from social media. All right. So you need to get your mind out of that mindset. So we focus on Facebook. All right. The ad needs a few specific things. Okay. The ad has to have a great text. All right. Most of yours are too long. You have this whole thing. You don't even read it. You couldn't even tell me what was in it. I'll ask people, what does your ad say? Well, I don't really know. So yeah, you don't know, you haven't read it, and you expect somebody else to do? Give me a freaking break. All right. It has to be short, crisp, clean, and to the point. Get some emojis in there, making it look good. All right. That part I cannot share with you because the one that I used was copyrighted. All right. But I'm going to recommend the guy. Then we have that grabs the attention and it has the offer. All right. This is the biggest thing that there is. And I'm going to tell you something so counterintuitive, it's going to blow your mind. And this will either push you away or draw you to my advice. And if it pushes you away, that's fine. You're not somebody I want to work with anyways, because you're too small minded and you're just worried about yourself. We need to run an ad that beats everybody in our area and has the opportunity to do as good as it can in Facebook's algorithm. Okay. Facebook's algorithm is going to be based on so many things: the picture, the text, the offer, so on and so forth. So the first thing our offer is, we log in, we look at everybody's ads. Okay. My ad guy can direct you on how to do that. I can't even a little bit on a call. And we're going to look at what everybody's running. 99% of people are going to be running an ad, $29 to $49 special for a consult, exam, x-rays if necessary, and a report of findings and recommendations. Okay. We want to beat all those. All right. So mine was $19 and it included the adjustment. Now, most of you are going to have the thought of, well, that's not enough and that devalues it and blah, blah. That is just the smallest thinking that you could possibly have. Okay. And you're a hypocrite if you think that, because I know you sit there and say, well, I want as many people to experience chiropractic as possible, but only if they pay the 49, not 19, or that's going to affect my collections. I will tell somebody, show me the math on what that does to your collection per visit. And they can't fucking do it. None of them can do it. Okay. It doesn't affect your collection per visit. $20 more on a first visit when you see, most of you are only seeing 30 to 40 new patients a month anyways. All right. 10 extra dollars, on 40 patients, an extra $400 over the month. If you're collecting 60, 70, 80,000, guess what? It doesn't touch it. You don't even notice it. All right. We want to gather as many leads as possible so we have as many opportunities as possible to present care to somebody, to help them solve their problem, and to get paid for it. We want as many of those opportunities as possible. You're going to deal with more, okay, but you're going to get more. That is how practice works. The more you are willing to filter through, and this is what all social media is, the more you're going to get in the end game. I want to filter through as many as possible. I want every freaking person in my town to click on that ad. All right. I've got, between the 3 towns here, I've got, over 100,000 people. I take 100,000 leads and have them all sorted through, over months. That's not going to happen, but I would take as many as possible. And I'm going to sort through, because if I'm willing to sort through more, I'm going to get more people that start care at the end of the day. So the more leads you get, the more people that should be starting care. If they're not, that's a problem in your office. We will get to that in just a second when we talk about a process. Okay. So the ad text has to be perfect. The offer has to be perfect. It needs to include the adjustments. Prepared. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. Offer needs to be great, it needs to be aggressive, and it needs to beat everybody, and it needs to include the adjustment. You will get way, way more leads. All right. Now, we're going to talk about the scripting a little bit. Now we have an ad running. Actually, let's back up a little bit. Let's talk about the picture, and then we'll get to the script of what you say once these leads are actually rolling in. All right. Let me share my screen here. This old man can figure it out. And let's look at some examples of pictures. Okay. You have to understand, most of these Facebook ad people, all they've done is some weekend course on how to run ads for some business, and then are trying to sell you on it. They've got stock images, and it's just garbage. All right. Most of these ad people are terrible. Over 90% of people that run ads for chiropractors are terrible. Okay. That's why all of you guys are telling me our leads are terrible. We're not getting that many. Our ad guy doesn't answer the phone. He can't help us with this, so on and so forth. All right. You have to have somebody who does chiropractic ads. That's all they do. That's all they know. They've got the statistics. They've got the knowledge. They know Facebook. They keep up with this stuff. And you talk to them on a regular basis. All right. Let's look at some incredible pictures here. All right. You need to have a photographer come into your office for one day, have them stay for one shift, 9 to 12, 3 to 6, whatever, and get a bazillion pictures. All right. Incredible decompression picture here. Got our things on the wall. Okay. Those posters. All right. Just incredible picture. Got a nice smile right here. Maybe not much of a smile now. I got some other ones that have smiles. All right. Here's my favorite one that we ran as an ad ever. Nice smile, pretty girl, nice sciencey picture in the background. The psychology inside this picture is unmatched. It's just incredible. She's happy on decompression. Let's see here. I've got Hispanic patient here. Can appeal to that community as well. We've got the staff, nice, pretty, beautiful smiles. You need to have pictures of your staff for ads. You need to have pictures of you and your staff for an ad. This is an incredible picture. We've got beautiful smiles, pretty girls, doctor decked out to the nines. All right. Looking really, really good, really professional, really warm, and really welcoming. That's what you want your ads to look like. Pictures like this. Okay. Another picture, another one that I don't have an example in my Google Photos that works really well is a doctor and the patient. They're both holding a whiteboard, and the patient, they have written on there what the doctor has helped them with. I no longer have migraines. My sciatica is gone, and they're both holding it and looking really excited. Facebook really likes that picture as well. Facebook doesn't like stock images. Facebook likes original photography images. Okay, we've got a bunch of stuff in here. Now, you'll see some of kids getting adjusted. Never run these as an ad, okay? Put your pride aside and all your other bullshit and just listen to me, all right? Yes, kids can get adjusted. Yes, it can be beneficial. Yes, we know all that stuff. However, we know that. The community doesn't. Well, wouldn't you want to educate them? Yes, when they come into the office. We don't want negative attention towards our ads. And you guys that put pictures like this of kids up, you know, why would you ever pop a kid? Why would you ever twist a kid's neck? Well, there's reasons why, but they don't know that. And things, negative words on our ads are going to be bad in Facebook's algorithm. Okay. So we can use these for our Instagram, you know, for people that already follow us. We can use these for Facebook posts, but we never want to use that for a Facebook ad ever, 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 ever. And if your ad guy says that, he doesn't know jack about shit. Okay. That's an okay one to use for a Facebook ad. Okay. That one's okay. Holding the kids, you know, so they know you're a family practice. This is a good one. That's a decent one. Okay. Now, some people are going to ask me, oh, is that the Y strap you pulling on people's neck? Blah, blah, blah. No, before I had a decompression machine, I would never, ever do that. Anybody that does that in practice is an idiot. This was used for decompressing people's neck and just a light hold. Okay. I will get people that will ask me that after seeing that question. This is before my practice was remodeled. This was a fun picture I just kept. Okay. We'd never run that as an ad. All right. So you need to put yourself in people's, you need to put yourself in people's shoes and when they see these, what they're going to look like. All right. These I would never use as an ad because they're too messy. They have stuff hanging on the walls. They've got, you know, they've got just disorganization in there. My shirt looks a little wrinkly. I never run that as an ad, but maybe it might be an acceptable Facebook post or Instagram post right here, but we would never run this. Okay. Then you're going to get people that ask about this freaking thing back here. Do you do the ring dinger or this or that? And it's just, it's not what we want. All right. We want people to coming into the office. All right. Now, so we got to have a good picture. All right. Then our process has to be perfect. All right. I have written the best flow chart of the way the phone call should go. That is not out there. Nobody has done that. All right. Our coaching clients get access to that. That is one thing they get access to. All right. Is our training on how to nurture those leads that come in. Okay. If your girls are following and reading a script, that's probably why people aren't coming in. If it is very salesy, that's why those people are not coming in. That conversation, once you get those leads, should be organic and there should be certain points that should be followed. I have those points, like I said, that our coaching clients get. All right. We would do every month on Facebook, we would sign 20 to 60 grand just from social media. Okay. Doesn't even count referrals. That doesn't count PI. That doesn't count insurance. I mean, just incredible if you're doing it right. Okay. I filtered through a lot though. We would get a lot of leads. All right. The other thing is once you're getting those leads, If you're getting leads, we can figure out in the process if they're not starting care and it's not transitioning to money, where they're falling off, and whose fault it is. Okay. And that metric needs to be kept. You have to go with somebody and their ads that keeps those metrics. Okay. For example, if somebody comes in and, or let's start in the beginning of the process. You get a bunch of leads, but nobody comes in. Well, guess what? That's a problem on the phone. We got a bunch of leads. People came in. They didn't come back for the second day where you go over the care plan. All right. That's a problem with probably the front desk or you. They come in, they're contacted on the phone. They come in for the first visit. They come back for the second day to go over their plan of action. And then they don't start care. That's a problem with you. Okay. You have to keep track of those metrics of where they've fallen off, or you're not going to know where they're at in the process. Don't say, I'm getting all these leads, but they're all garbage. Most of them are going to be garbage. Most of them are just people scrolling through their phone. They just click it, whatever. We filter through that before they come in. And that's what my flow chart does. It filters through those and gets those people out. Okay. Automatically. All right. I had below 5 to 10% no call, no show rate always on my Facebook. People I talk to, half the people aren't showing up. All right. So if you become a client of ours, we will give you that process and it will show you how to filter those out so you're not wasting a bunch of time. All right. But if you're getting a bunch of leads, your ad person is not bad. And if they're not starting care, you're the problem, not your ad person. Okay. Now, if you get 30 leads a month, only a few of them need to start to have a positive ROI. All right. If you get 30 to 40 to 50 a month and 5 to 6, 7, 10 of them start care and their care plan is $1,500 to $2,500, do the math. There's no other investment that you can make in your practice that will pay off that well. Okay. A typical ad person is about $1,000 to $1,500 a month. Okay. Ad spend is generally about $1,000. I always want to be more aggressive. So I ran mine for $1,500. So that is another way that Facebook will give you priority, is if you're spending more ad spend. All right. So if your leads are low, you can have problems with the other stuff that we talked about, but you can also have problems with your ad spend and how much you're spending. People in your area could be spending a lot more than you. Okay. So we have a great text. We have a great picture. We have a great offer. They're going to then click it. All right. This is where 99.9% of people are wrong. Then they send them to this fancy landing page with these maps and all this junk and all this just garbage. All right. We don't want to use that. Statistics show and psychology shows, when I make a recommendation, by the way, I'm going to back it up with numbers, statistics, what's going on in the real world and not what's going on in the bullshit matrix of chiropractic. Okay. What's going on in the real world is people want less steps to do. They want as little as steps as possible. Okay. If you go to a landing page, that's another step that they have to do. That's another thing that they have to accomplish to get their information to you. All right. We just want to use Facebook's little lead box. All right. They'll click the offer, their name, number, and email will automatically pop up. It'll autofill it for most people, and they can click send. Okay. It's one click instead of multiple. All right. So we don't ever use a big fancy, funnel landing page, so on and so forth. All right. We use a funnel with our ad guy that retargets them and does all that stuff, but that's on him. We don't need to do all that. Okay. So then we have the leads. We then follow our great flow chart of call. Okay. And get them into the office. We then plug them into our day 1, day 2 process, which is a video for a different time. Okay. Ways to eliminate the no call, no show. And this is broke down in our flow chart of the phone call, is you have to collect payment over the phone. Okay. In my clinic, they don't get the appointment if they don't pay for it. Because guess what? If they're not going to pay for it, they probably weren't going to show. Okay. But what if they didn't have their card on them? Then you send them an invoice. Any payment system nowadays, Fortis, Square, OpenIT, they all have ways that they can send a patient an invoice. We then also let the patient know that they have to pay that invoice, okay, before 6 p.m. that day, or their appointment is automatically canceled out of the system. We want people that are going to come in. So we weed out as much as possible. All right. So that's what that whole phone call is about. It's about weeding them out. So you may get 30, 40, 50 leads in a month. Okay. You may only have half of those come in, and you may only have a third of those start. But then you have to keep track of the metrics as to where they fell off and what money did you generate and how many people started care based on what you spent on that ad. Okay. Your ad person should call you every month, should pull your statistics up on a screen, show you that, and go over that with you. If you do not talk to your ad person every month, you need to fire them. You need to get a new one. If your ad person does not keep the statistics on what's going on with your ad and what the ROI is, where they're falling off, then you need to get a new ad person. Okay. I don't know of anybody that does that except for one. All right. My recommendation for ads is Casey Carroll. He's a sleeper. You wouldn't even find him unless you were referred to him. Casey Carroll with Action Advertising. All right. You can get his information or I can connect you. All right. You just let him know. Now, I send him people directly through my consulting. You will need to let him know that you are, even if you're not a client of mine, that you know me. All right. He has a special offer for people referred by me, something to do with the initial startup fee or something. I'm not sure. I don't really care, but he has a little special for those people that I refer to him. So shoot me an email. And I can get you his contact information. All right. He runs the ad very well. He keeps up with it. He keeps you informed as to why it's not performing as well. Things happen with Facebook. They change their algorithm. We're on a call with his team every month. We go over the statistics every month, and then we see where they're falling off in the process so we can alter what's going on with us, or we can alter what's being said at the front desk. The majority of the time, it's what's being said at the front desk is why they're not coming in, or what's being said over the phone, or you're not requiring them to collect payment. If you're not requiring them to pay before they come in, you just, stop being a wuss. That's just how it is. I went and I had some laser tattoo removal. Okay. They had an online special. They said the only way that we do this is you have to pay for that first appointment, how many ever hundreds of dollars before you come in. That's it, because we're so busy and there's so many people that want that. You have to pay for it before you come in. Okay. So let's recap all of that. All right. We're going to run on Facebook. We're not going to worry about TikTok, Instagram, any of that stuff. We're not worried about views. We're worried about people coming to the office, helping them, and that translating into collections. Okay. We're going to have a beautiful text that is very short and to the point. It is going to include the adjustment, and it is going to be as cheap as possible. It does not affect your bottom line. You don't make money on your new patient appointment. You make money on people starting, prepaying, and making payments on care plans or having insurance that pays for their care. All right. They're going to click a landing page. The landing page is going to be Facebook's landing page. It's going to send it directly to you via your ad guy. All right. You're then going to have a perfect call system that I can provide to you if you're a client. All right. That you're going to use to screen these patients and to get them in. Then once they're in, we plug them into our flawless 2-day system. All right. My 2-day system that I use is not salesy. It is not scripted. It is authentic. It is knowledge-based. It is communication-based. It is visualization-based, and it gets patients to start care majority of the time. Okay. Statistically, I can show this. All right. If you ever want to see my numbers or my statistics from my practice, I'm happy to show them. I'm always open. Okay. I shoot for 70% sign-in care and 30% starting wellness after they've started their initial care. That number builds you a massive, massive practice. And most of the time we were 80 to 90% starting care and 40 to 50% starting wellness, but 70-30 is a good ratio, which is a different topic for a different day. But then we get those leads in. It's a little bit more work, but the ROI is massive. Okay. And then we plug them into our new patient process. We do a great job, and we get them to start care. All right. And get better. And then they're going to send everybody in and tell everybody, I came in, I had people all the time. I came in for that $19 special, and now my whole family comes here. That's how it should be, because they should be so happy that they found you. All right. One quick point about that is, now we said we're going to have to filter through more. We're going to have to filter through more tire kickers that you guys are always saying. You guys love to throw out that word. Oh, they're all tire kickers. Yes, the majority of them are tire kickers. But guess who also looks for deals, good value, and more or less expensive things? Wealthy people. People that have money, people that are smart with their money, those type of patients, which that's not really your best demographic anyways. Okay. The low income patient isn't, the high income patient isn't. It's going to be more middle to upper middle class can be your better patient, which is another video topic that I have that's for a different time. Okay. So you're going to have to deal with that. All right. We get them in, we plug them into our flawless system, and we just keep that train rolling with our awesome ad guy, Casey Carroll, every month. Okay. Get in touch with me if you would are interested in doing some coaching with me. We can get your practice up very, very fast. We don't do long-term coaching or contracts. We get people's practice to the way that needs to be very quickly, and then we leave them be and move on to the next one. Then we get access to all these extra things that I have, like the script and I hate the word script. We don't use any scripting. We have access to all those extra stuff that puts the cherry on top. Okay. Get in touch with me, shoot me an email. Any questions about that, or if you'd like to go ahead and get started and or need a copy of that ad, or you need an introduction to Casey. All right. Rock and roll, and appreciate all you guys.